All right, now we're going to look at Kate Bishop. She, for me, is I just run a pretty straightforward build with her, not too much variation, and she's a lot of fun, but I just don't play her as much, and so I know there's much better Kate players out there with much more interesting builds. So I have a pretty just straightforward copy paste build based off of what I have for other folks, and so those things being reactive cosmic surge and some form of damage buff and battery. So for her, like others, triple valor ISOs. Then the Omega chess piece, that I, just like Black Panther, I have not found a better chess piece than running this. You get the precision, resolve, and proficiency in reactive cosmic surge, and so that's really hard to beat that. And then her heroic slot, I'm sure she has probably something else out there that's more interesting, but I really enjoy this one from the villain sector, Valor, Precision, Resolve, and having that extra warp arrow charge is really key because her combo, which I'll link a short little clip from ages ago, where I'll throw out the warp arrow, suck all the enemies in, and then this piece right here, I get signature doing shock. Then I'll pour all that shock on there as they're about to blow up, and then hit them with an opposing status effect. Usually it's cosmic, but I also have vibranium. And so then, boom, damage buff and battery effect, and all the big valor crit damage and explosions from your heroic. And so it's just a really great combo for her, and it's a lot of fun. Um, so these two are mainstay pieces, and then I honestly don't know if there's a better, in my opinion, melee piece for her. I'm sure there's more interesting ones out there um, that have more niche usage, but this right here is just a one size fits all. Valor and precision, and then the power attacks, which is like her version of Bag of Tricks for Hawkeye. And then the biggest thing is signature attacks do shock damage with the lightning potentiator to boost that up a little bit. So the cloud of smoke is a shock cloud, and it fills up that status effect for against enemies. And so you're going to do easy crits on the enemy whenever they're full of the shock status effect. And then this pairs perfectly with it. This is a really nice Arrow of the Storm from the Tachyon event or from the Monica villain sector beating the odds. And I have proficient buff, and then the biggest thing, Scatter Shot does the status effect. So Scatter Shot is what I pretty much exclusively run on her whenever I'm playing as her. And that proficient buff, at first I was a little disappointed it wasn't targeted buff, but the proficient buff procs off of the signature attack. And so you can get the damage buff at the same time you hit him with the signature attack, and then just follow it up with scatter shot, and you're doing full battery and damage buff, and then the tachyon targeted tachyon surge. So this is just a really easy build to pull together if you're super lucky with getting this. But the other pieces, Mega Vent is really easy to farm. This is just the villain sector, and then this is the hive. So the if you are running more of a discount build for her with these pieces and you're having trouble finding this, then I suggest from the vault or the red room, really easy to farm for this. Get a vibranium on scattershot, and this right here, I'll switch to this every single time I do claw for the stun phase. This right here with the buffs to the rate of fire and the damage, stun, and status effect for the scatter shot are all going to make claw that stun phase just go super quick. This is a really great piece. And so if you were to run this right here, all these things are very easy to farm. So I would suggest this because this, I mean, you're going to lose out on some valor here, but it's okay because this piece right here is really, really good. You will notice a difference in the rate of fire from that Eagle's Haste, 10% increased firing rate. And then this shock and vibranium, perfect pairing. So I would highly suggest that. Another thing is either from easiest thing is from the corrupted vibranium event, or if you get lucky from the raid, then you can get a really good piece right here. This one I got real lucky with having valor precision, and the resilience is a nice bonus, and then having receiving accelerator and the Faultless buff and Scattershot does Vibranium. This is what I had had for the longest time, and then I just recently got this, and so I'm running that now. This is kind of retired because that top gear perk is kind of useless because I'm not having any um, gear perks that send the sonic status effect. But this was nice to have Might Precision Valor, have that might for whenever I go in to proc the Faultless buff on the melee crit. But yeah, so that's the Kate build that I run with her. It's very simple, kind of copy pasted from my go-tos of my other characters' builds. And in the Discord, I'll link a short little clip of this combo back when she was still, I think, 175, or not 175, like 165. Now the damage that I pull off with that combo is a lot more. Every hit with the scatter shot is typically doing 2 to 300k, and that's per hit. So Kate is a beast. I definitely just need to have more time with playing with different kind of niche builds, but this is a really good, solid build for her that will do a lot of damage, a lot of nice survivability too.